breaking down the teams you're passionate about. This is Scotty G and Friends on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, folks, let's get it. Kicking off your 1 o'clock hour, and the man himself, Sly Sylvester, kind enough to hang out with us for a couple hours. How are you, Sly?
I'm doing great, especially I got a theme song.
Yeah, you do.
Right? It's like great. Lloyd was just talking about it. It's like you let that beat build, you just feel it. Just let it go. Yeah, awesome.
I like the 80s are making a comeback, too.
Everything comes full circle.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about fashion. You talk about, just evolution of the game, from football to basketball, from the way they used to play it. It all comes full circle when somebody's trying to, it's crazy. So, yeah, this is definitely coming back. Yacht Rock is coming back. It's coming back. It's awesome.
So if we were to fire up your, and I know kids these days don't know what this is, but, if you were to fire up your old Spotify list or if you had an iPod anymore, what are you pretty eclectic with the music?
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And I learned that from my roommate in college, Matt Martinez. I came in.
You and Matt roommated?
Oh, no, because
That's awesome.
He's all over the place. He had these big speakers when we moved in together. And you just hear him downstairs. He'd go from classic jazz, right, to George Mikan, to hard heavy metal rock in the same playlist. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And it kind of gave me a little appreciation for every genre has their type of music. So just looking more into these bands and how they came about. I love the movies that they do, little documentaries on the bands and stuff like that. And so Speed Queen, all these other bands from the late 80s to 90s, and just the evolution of music and all that. I'm a huge fan of all that.
So spring ball for the University of Utah, and you look at, as a player, what is spring like as a freshman and sophomore as opposed to what it's like when you're a junior and a senior?
Freshman and sophomore, you think that it's everything, and it's not. And then junior and senior are kind of let's just get through this. Football is football. You always that's what, my advice to any young guy would be is just it's not forever. From high school to college to the pros, there's old guys right now that are just I wish I was still playing. Right. And so take advantage of those moments, whether it's spring ball or, October when you're playing against BYU or a conference foe or something like that. Football is football. It's all the time. And when it's over, you're going to be I don't have no reason to put pads on. I don't got no buddies. Anybody still got their shoulder pads? We can lace it up, and do it again. But just the technically sound part of football is what I think a lot of people embrace. And it's hard when you're in the moment to kind of embrace the team aspect. It's not that way outside of the locker room, right? And that's why football is the ultimate team sport. You have to have 11 guys on the same page, offensively and defensively, in order to have success. It's not like basketball where somebody can get the rebound, go coast to coast, and make points. No, there has to be a CQ exchange, a center quarterback exchange, to handing it off, to blocking schemes going right. Nobody can go left and the running back go right and think that you're going to have success at that. So there's so many people that have to be on the same page. But freshmen, they're just trying to make impressions. Sophomores are we did this last year. Now I got to show yes, I made a big jump from last year. Then you got juniors and seniors who are just yeah, I know that the real stuff doesn't really happen until training camp. So let's just get through the spring real quick.
By the way, my 14-year-old playing offensive line for Bountiful.
Nice.
And he's got the offensive line shuffle down, where you look like you're running, but you're not really running.
The elephant march?
Yeah, is that what that's called?
Yeah, elephant march. Elephants marching.
I told him, hey, get over here and do this. And he gets up and he starts doing that little shuffle. I'm like, look, I played. I didn't play college, but I played high school. I know what you're doing. Move your butt. Let's go,
No, elephants marching, that's what we have to pay attention to. And I really loved it because, when you get up to different levels, it's not as clear as it is when you're first learning it.
Yeah.
Right? You're oh, that looks like a fake. Right? As far as when you get up into the pros and stuff, they make it look just like an actual run play, an actual pass play. And so it's very hard to decipher through. And that's why, the more experience you get, you'll see it from the defensive side of the ball. And then the good offensive linemen can hide it. They can make the runs look just like the passes, and it'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, it's really fun to watch and really fun to see Morgan get this crack at it because for so many years you'd go up to spring ball and it's like these guys are trying to kill each other. And Kyle had a certain level of physicality that he brought. It didn't matter if it was middle of October. It didn't matter if it was March. It didn't matter if it was August. Like, you guys were going to lay some people out. Do you feel that same level of physicality with Morgan?
Yes. Well, the days that I've been up there were more teaching days, which mean, we kind of lay back and we do more mental, right? We got to make sure our mental is right. And as physical as the game is, the greatest statement that I've heard ever since high school was the game is 85 or 90% mental. Right. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're running down on kick. I'm throwing my whole body into this dude. Like, what are you talking about, mental? But at the end of the day, it's just like you can stretch out your career. You can play longer if you're smarter, right? By doing the right things. That's why they want the quarterbacks to slide, right? It's like, I want you for a long time, not a little time. And if you can get the job done in different ways because you're smarter, or you make that play a lot quicker because you're smarter. Those are understanding the games, understanding the techniques to make you faster, to make you that much better at your job.
So when you look at where Utah was at last year, you look at what they've got in the pantry this year, how, from a talent standpoint, does this year's team stack up to last year's team, or is it too early to tell?
Well, because last year our receiver room was very bleak, right? I think who's the receiver that we had that transferred to USC after? Is it Zachariah Williams? I think it was. And so we really didn't have it. But you go look, like, from Brandon Pagans, which he is all of his height, all of his size. He's fast. He's got great hands. He's a leader. He's very confident. And that's what you need. You need a ace in the hole to bring everybody else around and bring that competition up at practice. And he is that guy. And I love that he's coming into the program and doing that, even on the teaching days that I was seeing. So on the competitive days, he's just keeping that going. So I think he's really liking being in the program, and that's a huge plus, right? And McGivern, I'm more focused because I'm a defensive-minded guy. Yeah. I'm just like, what is this offense trying to do? What is their scheming? What are they doing with the personnel? What are they doing? Like, because you can kind of grasp where somebody wants to go with their game plan. We have this personnel, so we want to run more. We have this personnel, so we want to do more RPO. We have this personnel. And so I'm trying to get a beat on it. But right now, it's hard to do that because they're trying to test everything out in spring. But the versatility is amazing. Yeah. Wayshawn Parker, I think he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher this year. He looks great. He feels great. He's excited. He likes the new offense. A little more run focus for him, which is great. He's the number one back. There's no me and Nak or Nakari Rogers where they're going one. No, he is the number one back. So we got a number one QB and a number two QB, 1A, 1B, and a number one running back. I think Bacon's going to be our number one receiver. I know they're probably not going to say, like, oh, we don't want to label him. He's going to be the number one receiver. Tight end room is going to be nice. The offensive line, I really like our interior offensive line. I know we got a 5-star freshman tackle in Obot that came. He's fantastic, but, he's
a freshman.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of technique that has to come. And, again, this is spring. But the potential is what I'm trying to say here. The potential is awesome. And I don't get hell-bent on potential, right? I want to see more exacts. And so I know there's a long way, but the potential is great with Utah football.
So when you're Morgan Scalley, and I'm really fascinated by this, and Morgan obviously really, really well. Yeah. So I'm wondering about his DNA, because I'm just going to put myself in his shoes. If I've been running this defense for the last several years and my name's been attached to this defense and the play calling and their wins and their losses and their successes and their failures, like, I lived and died with every play call. And then all of a sudden you have a different job and you tell Colton Swan, this is your defense now. I would have a hard time being able to separate myself from the game calling and getting myself in the middle of it, because it's like, that's my baby, It's like I raised this baby and I want to be a part of it, and I still want to make sure it's treated right and it's getting its 3 meals a day. I want to make sure everything's going well, and I don't want to see anybody screw it up. But if you're Morgan, you got to give him the autonomy to be able to do that. Is Morgan wired to be able to do that?
I think so. I mean, one, what speaks to this case, and we really heard it in an introductory press conference from Morgan and even little parts from Sharif, is he's been preparing for this for darn near a decade.
Yeah.
Right? He's been named the coaching waiting a long time ago. And even before they named him the coaching waiting, he kind of knew that would. So I think Morgan is a preparer, right? He's ultimately prepared. I think he's been understanding that he's going to have to give up the reins and taking a look at what makes a good coach. And honestly, he's actually in the best position, right? Because he was that defensive coordinator. And so he knows, like, okay, what would have helped me best from Coach Whittingham as the offensive coordinator, or as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So now he's the head coach. What is Colton Swan going to benefit from? Is that going to be me more hands off? Do I have to do all of this stuff? Morgan is a competitor and a winner, and honestly, you don't really know a lot of these things until you see them in action, right? How he's acting right now is like, look, our plan A and plan B right now, Colton Swan is doing this, he's making this happen, if he needs help, I'll be there, but I want to give him the reins so he can feel like he's in control. It's kind of BYU had the situation where Kalani had to take over Itu Iaki's defensive coordinator position at one point in the season. That's not their plan A or plan B going into the season, but things happen, and that's what had to happen. So I'm more of a plan A guy. I don't want to see plan C. If we have to do plan C, let's take it on when we get there. But I want to put all my energy into plan A, and I think his plan A is to let Colton Swan do his thing. They've worked together really closely over this past decade, so they know each other really well. Game time situations. One thing I have seen from me going in and out of the facility these last 6-7 years is how much they study, how much those coaches are together, how much Morgan was with Sharif, with Lou Powell, with Colton Swan in the defensive meeting rooms, and they were always meeting, always watching film, from recruiting tape to game tape. I saw them watching game tape on the conference foes in the spring when we made the jump to the Big Ten. They are on it. So I think that every part of the year has been accounted for as far as them knowing each other, just like brothers. Just like we live in the same house together, I know what you're going to do before you do it.
Yeah.
Right? You know what your 14-year-old is going to do before he does it. Right? And that's the kind of relationship I think that they've built, because they spend so much time together from 6 a.m. They meetings at 6 a.m. all the way until 8 p.m. They don't go home. Their families come to the facility when they want family time. They are together as far as the coaching staff. So they've known each other really well this past decade, and I don't think that Morgan will have any issue with trusting Colton Swan to do his thing, giving him some room to do his thing. I think I said this with you, but I felt like when I joined the Steelers, the biggest thing was Mike Tomlin let the coaches coach. Let Dick LeBeau do his defense coordinator job. Let Keith Butler do his linebacker job. He let the coaches do that. When we started to lose it a little bit, we lost some veterans, is when Mike Tomlin started to do the D coordinator's job, when he started to do the linebacker's job, and we had no time in our meeting room because we were stuck in the team meeting room all day. And we suffered. And we ended up going just above 500 that year. And so those are things that I notice, and I think good coaches trust their players to do the right thing, and you're not out there with them on the football field. Same thing from the head coach. You got to trust your coaches to go out there and coach and do what they're paid for.
All right, so as a longtime NFL fan, I got to ask, what was Dick LeBeau to play for?
Oh, my God. You know what? It was so awesome. I just couldn't believe it was real, man.
I bet not.
He was awesome, and all I could think of every single time is, because I'm a big movie guy, I love movies, is I just thought we were in the 1930s in a mob video. Like, he just had this voice where he just feel like we're about to set up a trade or some kind of thing where we got to do a job.
Got the exchange.
We got to do some kind of we got to do a job, and that's how he talked, man. And it was just awesome, and he had so much respect. Right? When you got guys who's been in the league for 16, 17 years, and as soon as he starts talking, everybody shuts up. Nobody continues their conversations. Soon as Dick LeBeau starts talking, everybody just full attention. I'm talking 38-year-old, 15, 16-year-old vets who's been around the block, had that type of respect for Dick LeBeau. Automatically, as a rookie, 21-year-old rookie, you better shut up too. And so I just think that he just, he was the man, right? He was the man, and he had a lot of respect amongst the league, let alone from his players.
Did you overlap with Joey Porter at all?
No, I was actually there right after Joey.
That dude would have been interesting to play with, be in a locker room with.
I mean, I've heard all the Joey stories too, so yes, I know. Joey was great, man, because I wore his number as well.
Yeah.
But I just heard all the Joey stories because when I was there, he was with the Cardinals when he was finishing out his career. But you just heard all because they call him Peasy. So Peasy, yeah, I had tons and tons of stories from him on how he went about it and just the overall, community they had, right? Just how everybody acted and what it was. It was a true brotherhood over there, man. And that's why I think I fit in so quickly over there with those guys, man. I just loved playing and just understood what it was. Like, hey, we're doing a job. We're all looking out for each other. But we take this seriously.
Because you overlapped with Troy, too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Because that dude was around forever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My locker was right next to Troy's. My rookie year was the year he won the Defensive Player of the Year. So I saw all of it, man. And he looks just like a regular guy, man. Until
soft-spoken.
Oh, man. Right. He didn't even talk much, right? And then, but when the season started, he's a prankster. He loves to do all kinds of stuff. But, because he never wore his hair down, in meeting rooms or practice or nothing like that. It's always up. So I'm just like, that's not even him. When I first got there, it's like, that's not even him. That's the janitor guy, I think. And next, we have a preseason game. And the first preseason game against the Detroit Lions. And he comes out of the tunnel. I'm like, oh.
That's Troy.
Oh, that's Troy. That's Troy. And he just is fast because in practice, he's not doing none of that stuff. But he's so intelligent, all that stuff, man. It was just, yeah, man. I was lucky, man. I played with a lot of NFL greats and gold jacket guys.
Well, yeah, I mean the stories you can tell from that Steeler team.
Oh,
I mean, you got Big Ben, you got Hines Ward, you got all those guys.
James Harrison, Lamar Woodley, Ike Taylor, Deshae Townsend. It's just Brett Kiesel, Casey Hampton, Aaron Smith, all those guys on the defensive side of the ball, and.
Casey could eat up a blocker or two.
Oh, Casey was the best. He ate 3, but that's what made honestly why the Steelers defense was so great is because of that interior with Brett Kiesel, Aaron Smith, and Casey Hampton. All 5 offensive linemen took care of those 3, and that let the linebackers roll free. And you're trying to block James Harrison and Lamar Woodley with a tight end and a running back. It just doesn't work. And then you send another guy like Lawrence Timmons, and we got you can't block everybody. And so that's what made that team so great is the interior alignment just made it easy for everybody.
So let me ask you this, because I've always wondered, you talk about offensive line and the big uglies up front, and do they ever get the love they deserve? Because you got guys like on that defense, like Haloti Ngata extended Ray Lewis's career by 3 or 4 years.
Most definitely.
And so obviously, the public may not recognize these guys as much, but when they're in the locker room and you're watching film and this guy eats up 2 blockers and Ray Lewis is able to do some damage because nobody's getting to that second level, the guys inside know how special these dudes are.
Oh, yeah, the GMs and because you get these guys like Tony Siragusa, right? I love listening to Scott Mitchell tell Tony Siragusa's stories. But, you look at guys like Tony Siragusa, Sam Adams, Casey Hampton, these guys don't have stats. But, that's all people are looking at. But people don't understand their effectiveness. Casey Hampton, as big as he was the best at going sideline to sideline. He would beat linebackers that run 4.5s to the sidelines from the same position. He could move. Right, it was the same thing. Who's the Vince Wilfork?
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh, Vince, crazy athlete.
He said, I'm the best athlete.
Yeah.
Right? And they're very, very true. Just because they're big, they're not the best athlete. But people look at statistics as far as like, oh, that's what make that guy great. No, the effectiveness and what happened and doing exactly what you said, eating up blocks, making it easy for everybody is what makes great defenses. And that's why the Steelers had such a great defense for so long, is because of those interior guys.
Vince Wilfork went out of his way and all the time challenged Tom Brady to a 40-yard, and Brady would never do it.
Yeah.
Because Brady wants no part of that.
He knows.
Somebody's going to get some film on it, and he's going to look stupid.
Yeah.
Because Wilfork's got him by 200 pounds and will just terrorize him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these guys know, man. And so, yes, in the locker room, they have that respect because those guys know, and they want to make sure that outside people, like, the only reason I'm able to do what I'm doing is because of these guys.
Yeah. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This guy actually has friends. Nice. This is Scotty G and Friends on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Beautiful.
Lloyd's at it today. Lloyd's got it going.
It's classics.
Yes. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Scott Gerard, more importantly, Sly Sylvester, kind enough to hang out with us for a couple hours. We'll talk a little hockey coming up at 2:05. Where are you at on the Mammoth? You watching these games?
Oh, I'm going tonight.
All right. I think I might go too as well.
Yeah, my buddy invited me yesterday. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm there. So ability to clinch tonight. So looking forward to it. The Mammoth games have been awesome. This will be my third one this year. Last year was awesome. I cannot wait until the playoff game.
Oh, jeez.
We have a playoff game here at the Delta. Oh, man, that's going to be awesome. But, yes, I'm going tonight. Can't wait. Going to tear the roof off that thing.
Oh, yeah, this place is going to go nuts. Were you because you're originally from Vegas, right?
Correct.
So do you have a little Golden Knights in you? Or
Not at all.
All right.
None at all. I mean, I like the Golden Knights. One, it was a team, but once I heard that we were getting a team here, I'm just like, okay, I live here in Salt Lake, and we're getting a team. I can be a homegrown fan of. So I got no love for the Knights. My cousins and family, they're all Knights and stuff down there. I'm like, nah, man, Mammoth is coming through.
All right, so I got to ask. You signed with Utah. Was UNLV ever in the picture?
Yes, after.
Oh, really?
So it was it was. I didn't want to go to UNLV. I wanted to get out of Vegas. Vegas is a lot, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Vegas is a lot. But like, I did UNLV camps, did all this stuff. I mean, I was a local kid. I was doing stuff. Of course, I was in the papers, whatever, and nothing.
What high school did you go to?
Valley.
Oh, okay.
Valley High School. So the high school that you see, they do all of the summer league, NBA summer league basketball practices and Olympic basketball practices. It was all at my high school, Valley High School, because it's central. It's right in the middle of the city. But like, oh crap, what was I just saying?
So you went to Valley.
Right.
And UNLV after you signed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So UNLV, they didn't even talk to me like at all.
Really?
And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, I'm talking to coaches. We had my coaches tell them about me, all this, nothing. As soon as Utah came down, they played UNLV in 05 down there, and they whooped them. But like Kalani and Coach A and A-Rod came to my high school game, and they offered me, and then UNLV offered me right after that.
Was that Sanford?
I think it was.
Yeah.
No, it was Sanford. They offered me right after, so I'm like, I'm definitely not going. I'm not trying. You're sloppy seconds. I'm not doing that. And so, one, I didn't want to go to, but even more so. And so, like, I hated UNLV after that. So, every time I play UNLV, I'll try to take it to them.
Nice. Well, I always look at that. Was it the 07 UNLV game?
Oh.
Frank the Tank?
Disgusting.
But that almost felt like a signature moment, like a watershed moment for Utah, because after that game, you guys caught fire and then it transitioned right into 08.
Well, no, it was great. I had like 17 tackles in that game. I was going ham
everybody else sucked.
Everybody else sucked. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Christian Cox, we're talking to you.
Look at that. Yeah. Looking at you.
No. I went off in that game. One, because we got our butt handed to. What was it? 27-0.
Yeah.
That was the first time we got shut out in like for however long. And like I just remember I was just in mode. I was in Vegas, going to Sam Boyd Stadium, all this yada yada yada. My family's in there. So I was just going ham. I was just in the zone. Right. And then like we went on an 8-game winning streak after that. Then we lost to the team down south for our Holy War game that year. But and then next year we went undefeated. So like that was, as you did, and it may be a catalyst for our program. That game said, because I've never seen Coach Witt that mad.
Really?
Never seen him that mad. In all the years I've known him, never seen him that mad. Maybe the Kansas State game this year. But he was livid, right? And it was more to send a message to us on like how we should be taking this, right? We got our butts whipped. We did not play well. Nobody was ready to go, whatever the deal was. And how you should be taking a loss. You should be taking it serious and making sure that never happened again. And so we saw how serious he took that, and we just came back and we made it happen, went on an 8-game winning streak after that, and then, rest is history.
Oh, it is history. You talk about that overtime loss to BYU to end the season. Do you remember the shoulder from Max Hall when he was running down the field after Andrew George scored that?
This is like that was 09.
That was 09, wasn't it? Was that to you, or I thought for some reason?
No, it was to me, but
Okay.
I don't remember.
He shoved somebody. Max Hall shoved.
Yeah,
Sly.
everybody
that's
said
right.
he
As
shoved
he was
me.
running by to go
okay.
celebrate. Yeah.
I literally don't remember it at all. But like I've heard this story plenty of times. So I haven't seen the video of it, but like tons of people have told me.
Oh, here we go.
That they see it. So it's obviously me. But like no, I don't remember that at all. And
Unless Devontae Christopher was still around, because I know he was number 10
he was,
as well.
but he was wearing 15 while I was playing.
Okay.
So
he was 10 at one point.
Because he's from Vegas too, and so
Yep.
like when I was in Vegas, he was a year younger than me, so we played against each other, and he was 10, I was 10, yada yada yada. But I got to Utah first, buddy. Everybody tells me that story. I don't remember it at all, and so
We're gonna find the and Max, by the way, has come on the station a bunch of times. Great dude.
Yeah.
And and he's had his issues. He's in a great place in his life right now. And he said, look, if I go back in time, I would not go crazy in that post game like he did. But guys are young,
it's
stupid.
in the moment,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna tell Dennis Green not to say what he said after playing the Bears.
We let him off the hook.
We let him off the hook. You want to crown him, right? Like that's it. It happens. It's a moment in time, and now it's etched in Holy War history. And so I bet you what Scalley said when he was playing. Like it's just a moment, and it is what it is when you're young or whatever it is. You make those things happen, but live with no regrets, right? It happened. We're moving on. I'm older, and that's just what it is.
So Christian Cox told us that in that locker room after that 09 game, that Kyle Whittingham came in the locker room and said, "We will never lose to these guys ever again." And then the streak started.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I didn't care because I was my senior year, so I was gone. I'm just like, yeah whatever. Because I was pissed. It was my senior year. We definitely wanted it. I think us and BYU were 11 and 15 in the country. We were ranked pretty high, and then we lost. So we were ranked number 10, and we played TCU a couple weeks before that, and they whooped our butt. And then we played these guys, and so like we were just dropping in the rankings, and that was just pissing me off. And then it was my senior year. I was just like, I don't care about later. I want to know right now. And so I do think he did say that. He did say that. And I wasn't playing that years after that.
Yes,
but
gotcha.
I do think he takes those games so serious. Whit took those games extremely serious. That's why I love the rivalry being it Morgan against Kalani now.
Yeah.
One, they know each other, but one, they're at their home schools. They're at their alma maters, and so they know this rivalry extremely well, and I hope that they bring that energy into it. And so I love it. Coach Whit being from the team down south and how he felt about it is exactly how you should. So I'm really interested. I can't wait to that's why I hate it being in the first parts of November or even October, the Holy War game. It needs to be the last game of the year.
Oh, thank you.
Right? Like, just imagine this past season, right? The Holy War
yeah.
being the last game of the year, and the winner of that game determining
Not Kansas. Don't give me Kansas,
Don't
Utah.
give me Kansas.
Don't give me that.
I
No.
don't even care about Colorado. Don't give me the rumble in the Rockies. I don't care about that. I want the Holy War on rivalry week. And that's how it should be each and every year. We're sitting down. My family's BYU, or my in-laws are BYU. I'm Utah. We get down for Thanksgiving dinner, and we just no, they're not. I'm just saying.
It's like, whoa.
I'm just saying.
Is this
No.
Okay. All right.
No, my in-laws are heavy Utah.
Okay.
But like that's the dynamic I know a lot of families have. We're a split family. I hear that so many times when I talk to people, and I love it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is like me, but like there's a house as you drive down Redwood near my house, and it is BYU'd out. It is so blue. They painted everything blue. They have this big BYU sign. Like they cut out the B, the Y, and I get kind of upset every time I drive by it. I'm just like, ugh. It's like I wish I had a paint gun right now. No, I'm not saying that. Nah, sorry, neighbor. I love this rivalry. I love what it does for this city. It's so much energy. It's a great talking piece no matter what. And I just love that there's so many people from BYU, so many people from Utah, and they represent the state so great.
I just think it's funny how there'll be fans on both sides that will say, you know what, we don't want to play that game anymore. We're done with that game.
I want to slap anybody who says that.
Thank you.
I don't care if we were in the same conference or not. I loved the game.
And this is coming from a guy who didn't grow up here.
No, I actually have a losing record against the guy. Against those people.
Them people.
Those blue people.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you? No, you know what? I'm 1-3 against them. But I see what it does. Yeah. And I love it. It's a talking piece. We were doing Football Fridays this past year, and this little kid, we were out in Stansbury, and this kid just walked by our stuff and just, because I'm wearing my Utah Man stuff, and he goes, BYU, go BYU. And we just sit there and go back and forth. I'm arguing with a 7-year-old kid on Football Fridays about who's better. In Stansbury. And it was so fun. I was like, I love this, right? And the game was absolutely awesome this year. So just imagine if it was the last game of the year determining who won the conference or who goes to the championship. It just makes so much sense.
There is not a look, I don't care about Kansas State. Nobody cares about that. Mm-hmm. There is not a rivalry that matches the intensity of Utah BYU currently in the Big 12.
No.
Doesn't exist.
No.
So why would you not want the whole country to focus in on that one?
You know what? The next time I'm in a meeting with the commissioner, I'm going to be like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, Brett. You absolutely need to, because I don't think he quite understands what this rivalry really means to the conference. He keeps
arguing with the Texas Tech billionaire. I was like, bro, you need to focus on this scheduling deal, right? They don't want Friday nights in Texas. We want the rivalry game of Holy War on Rivalry Week. Come on now.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Understand that. And so, yeah, I might mention next time I see him in person or I'm in the alumni committees.
When he's got his 4 bodyguards all around him and his
he's so New York
$5,000 suit.
He's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
If you're doing it sleeveveless, he might.
He'll listen.
He'll listen.
Oh yeah.
He'll listen.
Absolutely.
Keep the shades on.
That's a good note. I got that noted. Noted. We do Big 12 Media Days, and I'm gonna see him this year.
Hey Brett, let's chat.
Yeah.
You and me. All right, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. That's Sly Sylvester. He's with us for the next hour and 15 minutes. We will chat with Cole Bagley coming up at 2:05. We'll talk some Mammoth with him right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
You're locked on to Scotty G and Friends on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. The fact that you know the lyrics to Roxanne.
Oh, yeah. Hey, this is the best drinking game ever in college.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. As soon as this comes on, everybody rushes downstairs to just sit in front of the TV and listen to this. This, while you played this on Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and, man, it was awesome. Great times with this song.
Is this Police or is it Sting?
This is Police.
So Police. This is before he broke off and went solo. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so
great vibes.
In this, absolutely. In this day and age of NIL, if a kid wants to test the portal, you don't hold any ill will towards him, do you?
No, it's the game.
Right?
It's the game. That's why. Well, I mean, that's why we had the issue with when Keanu Tonvaso was talking about what's his name that went to Alabama and then jumped in the portal himself. I'm like, bro, let's stop talking about people. Everybody knows what everybody's doing in the portal. Yeah. You're looking out for yourself. Okay, don't try to make it anything different than what it is. And everybody knows that, but it's the game, right? That's just what it is. If you're not playing it, you're going to be stuck behind. And this is what sucks because what I talked about before, NIL really took off is it's going to suck when the business starts to take over.
Yeah.
The business, it's the business. There's no morals. There's no hey, good feelings. Hey, I like this kid. Let's keep. No, it's the business. And what are you doing? What have you done for me lately is what's going to be. And that's just what this portal stuff is. And so if it really NFL style, right? And I had a rude awakening when I got into the NFL of how it is, and you better take care of your stuff if you want to stay around. But it's none of those of like, oh, okay, I had a bad year, I'll come back next year. That's going to be the business of all this stuff. And I've heard that teams are cutting players, or I mean, you've seen how Deion Sanders came to Colorado, is like bringing Louis luggage and all this other stuff. That was his way of cutting players. And so, like, when the business comes in and takes over, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be all sugar and sweet as a lot of this has been the last few years. When they clean this up, it's going to be, if you're making money and you're not putting up, you're out.
Yes.
It's simple. And so, but yeah, it is what it is. We understand what it is. I don't feel like there's any ill will with anything. I know a lot of guys, these players today that transfer out, they still are in communication with guys from the former locker rooms. But, it is what it is. And as I said, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're going to get left behind.
Your margin of time to make money is ridiculously small.
Yes.
And I know you were able to spend some time in the NFL, but there's a lot of guys out there that are playing college basketball, college football, and they realize I'm not really going to be a next level guy. And I mean, everybody thinks they are, but probably deep down they're like, okay, the likelihood of that's pretty small. Right. But if I can carve out, $2, $3, $4 million and get that. Now, look, you're not going to retire on that unless Ethan gets you squared away and you're good to go. But for the most part, that's going to give you a jump start in life that is going to put you ahead out of everybody. Imagine owning your home or owning some investment properties or, just something to get you a good head start in life and give you a little bit of flexibility. You can't, it's just that sets you up in such a great way.
It does. And, the thing is with NIL in college, it's the guys get younger and younger,
yeah.
Right? All the 30 for 30s when guys go broke, like, oh, look, this kid made $60-70 million in the NBA, and he's flat broke. Like, those were grown men doing it. Now you got 17, 18-year-olds. Was the Underwood kid from Michigan? He's getting paid $12 million on his. Like, you're getting kids like that with buku bucks. They don't know what to do with those money, or you hope that there's got good people around them, to make them make smart decisions. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you're able to set yourself up, for a short amount of time or a long amount of time, and here's the thing, there are some players who are smart about it. They're like, look, I'm making a little bit of money now. Let me set myself up for it. That never happened before. I left college in debt, right? Like, I withdrawn balance from credit cards and all this other stuff, and like, they didn't have that stuff, before. And so, like, I wish I had a little bit of income in college so I didn't stress out as much as I did. And but this is, as you said, like, you got to take care of yourself. Short amount of time. You just hope you have the right people around you to help you make the right decisions.
It's just crazy though how it went from 3 years in your, obviously your situation was much like everybody else's situation up until about 3 years ago. And guys are leaving college, in debt with Pell Grants or financial aid or whatever the case is, student loans. And then 3 years later, guys are making $5, $6, $12 million. The whiplash of this whole thing has just been crazy.
Yeah. That's why, some people keep talking about alumni being bad or jealous or whatever. Here's my thing is I think that the old guys, aka me, put in a lot of work to make this happen now, right? Of course we couldn't foresee what it is today, and so that's the evolution of the game, right? So there's no hesitation there, but you got to understand, it's like, we did leave in a crappy situation. Like, we're working all day in practice and have to have jobs in the summer in order for us to pay our bills, right? And now these guys are getting six figures in 5 months, and you're just like, I'm doing a lot more than XYZ, or I did a lot more. So, yeah, there is that aspect of it. So you can't knock somebody for having those type of feelings, but you do have to respect the evolution of the game and where it is today.
Do you ever walk around that facility and be like, I built this thing for you, ungrateful sons of guns?
Never. I never do. Actually, I was over there earlier this week, and all the coaches kept, because I've been to that facility so much. And there's still so much stuff that I'm just like, oh, man, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at everything as if it was my first time in the facility, man. So, yeah, no, I've never – people say that all the time, like, yo, you guys are the ones who built this. I'm like, we didn't do it. There was tons and tons of players over the years that have put in the work to make this possible. You know, I was just a small speck on that spectrum, but I love that I am a part of that history. I think that is where I think I fit in. I don't think I built it. I think there was a lot of help from the coaching staff, administration, players, decisions that were made that facility possible.
See, that's why you're a better person than I am, because I'd be like, I want the Sly Sylvester wing. No. I want something named after me.
What the heck am I going to do in it? I ain't going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Just put my feet up and then nobody could come in here but me.
Yeah, but you know, hang those jerseys. I want the action shots of me in the Sugar Bowl. I want all this stuff right there. I want a display for me, and that's it. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.